Hey folks, Dad here with Elevation Diecast Racing. It is Friday, and that means it's time for some Friday Night Lightning. Where last week we took a look at some cars, got some into the ranks. We still have this. We're going to place these and just see where they are and get them in the ranks, start filling up spots. Then we're going to take a look at the Firebird and Camaro from last week. They've been reworked, and have been tuned up. So we're going to see what kind of speed they have and if any can challenge our gatekeeper in the top tier of our Johnny Lightning weight class. Or I should say just Johnny Lightning class. Let's see where we're at with this Monte Carlo and F1 Ford truck. Definitely 2213. All right, those are not bad times. 2228. So we got a 12,000 beat by the truck. Let's see if it remains the same after switching lanes. Truck definitely getting them again. 2220. We do have a track temperature of 66 degrees. Okay, we're going to throw them up against the gatekeeper and just see if anything today can get into the top tier. Look at him go. He did. Oh, my Lanta. 2211. Let's switch him. The truck beat him by 21 thousandths. That's pretty remarkable. So a 2211 and a 21,000 speed. 2202 keeps the truck out of the rank. 202 to 222 will give the truck one more shot. He's got to beat a 202 and greater than 20,000 beat. 206 isn't going to get it. But that definitely gives us a good starting point. It's the number 17 topper. It's the Smuggler. The truck gets him 210 to 219. Okay, 210 and a greater than 9,000 speed. 203 and a greater beat. The Smuggler retains his spot. So in the interest of saving time, we also have to place that truck. But I'm going to go and I'm going to skip down to the tow truck. We're going to go every fifth one until we find where he belongs. So the tow truck, if you remember, has climbed up the ranks after being reworked. 215 to 220. So we need a 215 and a greater than 5,000 speed. Isn't going to do it. So he'll go further down to number 26 overall, the Ghtn GTO. Truck taking it to him in the far lane. That's a good sign. 212 to 218. 212 to 212. Wow. So the Ghtn, not with a bigger beat. Let's bump him up one, which is the 2006 pace car, the ZL1 Camaro. Good race. 212 to 223. Camaro needs to beat a 212 and a greater than 11,000 speed. 215 won't get it done, and the truck keeps climbing. It's the Wolverine tempo work to this 1950 F1. 217 to 232. 217 and a greater than 15,000 speed needed. 210 and a 5,000 speed. We'll run them one more time. That's a good time. Yellow Ford needs a 210 and a greater than 5,000 speed. 211 doesn't get it done, so that's where he'll find his spot. He'll find himself 25th overall in the Johnny Lightning class. Next, we'll take a look at the couple of cars from last week, where it was the 70 Pontiac Firebird, 48.7 grams, and then we had the 95, I believe, 93 Camaro, 41.6 grams. Let's see what they do. All right, Firebird should get the win since he's heavier, but really see how the wheel spin is. Good race. 92 got out. 215 to 218. This is good. 215 and a greater than 3,000 speed needed by the Firebird. Oh my Lanta. 203. That's really good. Let's put him up against the Gatekeeper to the top tier. Then we'll roll off that Monte Carlo against the Camaro and see where they might land in the class. Should be a real good race. The import Heat taking on the Firebird. Good race. 213 to 215. If my calculations are correct, the imports is going to find himself getting out of the top tier ranks. Oh my Lanta, yes. 204. Let's see where this goes. Okay, Challenger in the left or the right lane here to you. In the inside lane, Pontiac Firebird taking on that 52 Cameo Chevrolet. Ooh, Challenger, 209 to 215. 209 and a greater than 6,000 speed needed. Not going to do it. Wow. And I think that Pontiac is getting faster. Let's continue. Currently in spot number 14 is that white Cadillac Escalade. Look at the Pontiac on a tear. 06 to 11. 206 and a greater than 5,000 speed needed. 207 ain't gonna get it. For spot 13, he's got to face the cherry red Challenger. Wow, he took it. 203 to 207. Let's switch him. 203 and greater than 4,000 speed needed at the cherry Challenger. Wants to keep his spot. And he does. He gets an 01 and a 7,000 speed. Cannot be upset about that at all. The Pontiac Firebird getting into the top tier of the Johnny class. Now sitting at number 14. Man, you gotta like that. We're getting speed every week. Let's see if we can keep this trend going by taking a look at next week's potential speed. Let's go over to the pegs. Okay, so I've decided we're going to look at 4 cars instead of 3 or 2. So I got this 3-pack, of course, you know, from Colorado Diecast. Some time ago, I've been itching to open this one up. And why run only 3 cars when you can run 4? So it'll be Marvel theme next week. Let's get them open and just kind of get an idea of what they run today. And next week we'll get them all over to the speed shop and get them the elevated package tune-up and see if we can get any speed out of any 4 of these. Let's get them open and weight up. Okay, first one we're going to take a look at is the Camaro, and we do have another one of these pretty low in the ranks. I've seen it, thought I'd pick him up, so he does have an 02 already on the back of the spoiler. 61.8. Let's see what he does going down the track. One thing to also note about this Camaro, it is one of those wheel sensitive Camaros. Cars, vehicles, same thing with the truck you never see on the track anymore. They sit so close. Oh, that sounds like nails on a chalkboard. That's terrible. So as you can see, they are awfully close to those dumb little guides that you see in there touching the inner wheel. Pretty annoying. Wish they would not have done that. Nevertheless, he's going to need a lot of love and half a miracle to make it down the track in any kind of competitive speed. See what he does over here in this lane. Man, he just sounds awful. So we'll remember that time, 2411. And he will certainly be heading over to the speed shop to get a major tune-up. Also, just for future reference, if you do happen to pick up this 3-pack, do yourself a favor and just get your snips and clip the bottom of the cardboard To release these, you'll still have to fidget around and get the wire out from the wheel, but it will take you a country minute if you do not get in it with the snips. 44.2 grams for the Viper. Let's see what he does down the track. Look out, it's Spider-Man. Also, word to the wise, make sure that you have your spacing even as you can possibly get them with the axles. That way you get a good run. Oh my Lanta. I didn't think he was ever going to get there. And I see why. Yeah. We're going to have to do some, we're going to call it the Etch-a-Sketch. And we'll see him next week. Okay, next up, the 47.5 gram Wolverine Mustang. His wheels sound a whole lot better, so let's see what he might do down the track. At least that's the hope. Oh yeah, getting down there faster out of the 3. So 2:25 is not a too terrible of a time to start out with. I'll be looking for him to definitely get in the ranks next week. We'll set him up there in the other lane. Oh, yeah. All right. That one we can definitely work with. Okay, the last one out of this 3-pack is going to be, of course, the Incredible Hulk. 60.7 grams. We've seen a couple of these at the Johnny Lightning Challenge. Let's see what this one will do. All right. Right out of the box. Doesn't sound very good, does he? He's definitely got a case of the bumblebees. Let's put him in the other lane. Good grief, Charlie Brown. So out of all 4 of those, we have one that shows promise. So we'll work with them throughout the week and see if we can get any of them into the ranks on next week's edition of Friday Night Lightning. Okay, back to working with speed we already got. It's the Monte Carlo and the Camaro. Camaro getting it done. 218 to 226. 218 and at 8,000 speed. Monte Carlo's not able to get it done. We'll just put him up against the import and see if he can qualify to get a shot at the gatekeeper. Oh my Lanta. Look at this. 218 to 32. This is good, good, good. 218 and a greater than 14,000 speed needed. If the import wants to keep his spot. 210 and a greater beat, indeed, gets the job done. Let's see if he can get past the ZL1. Oh, he can. 208 to 224. 208 and greater than 16,000 beat. Oh, 216 is not going to get it done. Let's see how he does against the newly placed Ford F1. Look at the Camaro. 219. What? Okay, with that time, let's put him back against the import. I did straighten out his wheels, so that is absolutely going to make a difference. And look at this guy go. He's going to be another top tier. Are you kidding me? So those are faster times than he put down against the Pontiac. Let's take him to number 13. Let's just see where this all goes. I mean, I don't want to run them unnecessarily if they're going to be spitting out times like that. Oh my Lanta, look at this. 2191. Let's switch them. 191 and a greater than 12,000 speed needed by the Cherry Challenger. 199 isn't going to cut it. And would you just look at this? This is what we've come to see. Faster cars getting into the top echelon of the Johnny class. And he got him. I can't believe it. I think this is where the buck will stop, though, because the inside lane on White Lightning is definitely faster. 205 to 207. And his wheels were slid all the way over. So we're going to do that one more time. Oh my Lanta. 2195 to 05 and a greater than 10,000 speed needed. Oh my. 198. Oh wow, he's gonna keep climbing. Okay, it's the classic Ford Mustang versus Chevrolet Camaro. This will be for spot number 11. Another relative newcomer to the top tier here in the Johnny class is that Mustang. Can he defend his spot? Wow, look at the Mustang trucking down the track. 2197. We're going to run that one more time. Can't stress the importance of making sure these axles are centered right in the chassis, because look at the difference it makes. 2189. What? 189 to 207. And if you pick up this particular casting, this Camaro, you'll have to straighten the axle in the back especially every time. 220 ain't getting it done. He's getting past the Mustang. Let's go to the top 10. All right, the Plymouth Satellite. Is it the next victim or the stopper for this Camaro? Running sub 220 times. Oh my Lanta. Here we go. 199 to 210. 199 and a greater than 11,000 speed, or the Camaro, it climbs yet further, and it looks like it's going to be exactly that way. Wow, he's getting faster. This will be for spot number 9. Can he take out my second Black with Flames Camaro? Oh my Lanta. 190 to 202. 190 and a greater than 12,000 beat. I don't see it happening, but it could. 197, not today. So Chevrolet trying to creep into the Mopar dominant top 8 of this top tier ranking in the Johnny class. Let's see what he's got. Oh my goodness. Did he just gap him? 2189. Ooh-wee. 189 to 211. Doesn't look very good for the Superbird. Oh my goodness. That Camaro said you better get a clue. All right, things getting pretty serious. It's the 383 convertible. Another Mopar. Oh, I thought he was going to get him. No such deal. 197 to 204. But the numbers are starting to close in. 197 and a 7,000 speed. Can the Cuda do it? No way. I remember the last time we went live, somebody wanted to see the Grape Ape. Here you go. Oh, Grape Ape. Is he the stopper? 198 and a 5,000 speed. Oh, he is going to get him. Wow. And man, what a blistering run by the Clue Camaro. So no longer is the top 8 Mopar dominant. Mopar, Chevrolet, Mopar. I believe that's a Ford. Ford, Chevrolet, or Pontiac, Mopar, and Studebaker. So not too bad overall. Wow. What an edition of Friday Night Lightning this week. Are you kidding me? Top tier this week. Top tier this week. My. What a difference a week can make in the ranks. You just never know until you send them down the track. So for next week, we will get these guys over to the speed shop. And it looks like, so far, that Mustang has the fastest time. Let me know what you think. Who you think might be the fastest on next week's episode of Friday Night Lightning. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Friday Night Lightning. I hope you enjoyed the racing. We found a couple of fast cars to get into the ranks, into the top tier at that. Remember, folks, if your car isn't fast, at least it'll look good on the shelf. Have a great night, and stay tuned. We're going to be going live pretty soon. And we'll get into some reworks from some previous races and from some cars we've been trying to get to go fast. You'll be surprised at what number 2 does now. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.